There was a time when Ashanti had occupied top 3 spots simultaneously on the Billboard chart. This was her smashing debut. From ruling the charts and airwaves to not releasing an album for 5 years, Ashanti went out of the game just like she came in. Hello everyone and welcome to True Celebrity Stories. Are you also wondering where did Ashanti go since releasing Braveheart? Fret not. Today we'll discuss what went wrong in Ashanti's career. Before we get started, don't forget to like, comment and share. Also, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you'll never miss any updates. Rise to fame. Ashanti Douglas was born on 13 October 1980. Her mother named her after an empire in Ghana where women had always been strong and independent. Her mother had high hopes for her and she was also the first one to discover her singing talent at the age of 12. After that, it was clear that singing is what she'll do, thus began the tough search of finding a suitable label. Ashanti was signed by many labels throughout her teens, but for some reason, they kept on dropping her. It seemed like no one wanted to invest in new talent. This went on until she caught the eye of DJ Irv. He found her voice incredibly unique, which could add that X factor into any hip-hop/R&B song. He asked her to sing hooks for many rappers like Ja Rule and Big Pun. Her big breakthrough came when she sang a duet with Fat Joe on What's Love. Ashanti arrived on the scene with a mega hit. After hearing her killer vocals on What's Love, everyone wanted to listen to more of her. It was only recently she got to know that label's first choice for What's Love was Jennifer Lopez. It can be said safely that she was more than just surprised. Her collaboration with Ja also proved to be successful with Always on Time. Seeing the love her songs were getting, she quickly released her self-titled debut album. It peaked at number 1 on US Billboard 200 chart. Ashanti swept all the awards next year, including the very distinguished Grammy. Leaving the label. After creating 4 successful albums together, Ashanti and Murder Inc. decided to part ways. The news came as a shock to everyone as they had such a successful run. In 2009, Irv announced that Ashanti is no longer associated with his record label. He said, "The relationship has run its course. The chemistry of what's needed, we're in 2 totally different places. You're talking to somebody that took her and shaped and molded her and put her out for the world." And it blew up. "We hold the record for the fastest selling debut by a female R&B artist. We did it. My views and philosophies and her views and philosophies are not meeting up." Everyone was speculating what went wrong. Of course, some things were obvious. Murder Inc. was embroiled in many controversies, from murders to feuds with other rappers. Everything was there. Ashanti herself was not a controversial figure, but just because she was in the same crowd, she was often at the receiving end of many disses, mainly by G-Unit. Douglas was hurt by how her record label acted as if she betrayed them. In her defense, she was needlessly being dragged in petty feuds of big egoistical rappers. About that whole ordeal, she told in an interview, "You learn about the industry as a whole and as it progresses and how you have to fight even harder. When you get to a certain level, people don't understand. It's not about getting there, it's about maintaining. When you get to a certain level, people expect certain things of you and don't really put into perspective what has happened along the way. People expect, oh well, that happened and she did this and she was here and she won this and she won that. Hey, you know what? Guess what else did? She endured a huge beating. Caught between Ja Rule and G-Unit's beef. After cutting her ties with Irv, she openly spoke about what went down behind the scenes. She was just an artist working under a label. She didn't have anything to do with the disses. In her tracks, she never targeted anyone, nor did she give any nasty statement about a fellow artist. Still, her reputation suffered just because she collaborated with a few loud-mouthed artists. Recently, in an interview, Ashanti said she fitted the term guilty by association perfectly, as she had no hand in all the feuds. Still, she wasn't spared. She particularly mentioned 50 Cent, who was leading the charge against her label, yet 50 also said he didn't have any issues with her. It was just her company. It's funny because I've had plenty of conversations with plenty of thugs, even with 50 Cent. It was just like, it was never aimed at you, it was never anything personal, it was just your crew. I caught the stray bullet. You know what I mean? You learn to take it personally, but at the same time, it's affecting you personally. It's your livelihood, it's your career, it's your bank account. There were several endorsements that were lost because of that whole time. Breakup with Nelly. After leaving Murder Inc., Ashanti's professional life was quite uncertain, but even her private life was in shambles. Allegedly, she had been dating Nelly for some years, but they never outright acknowledged their relationship. This time around, Nelly completely denied their relationship. People around them had been saying that they dated each other on and off, but Nelly and Ashanti called it all rumors. She even supported Nelly when he denied it by saying, "So one of the rumors that I would like to clear up, the whole Nelly Ashanti, and Nelly's denying and Nelly's not claiming, let's clear that up right now. Me and Nelly are good friends. I never said I was his girl. I never quote, unquote, claimed him. I never said we were an item and neither has he. So there you have it. We're good friends. Despite their direct statement, no one was convinced, and later it was reported by many Hollywood websites that this time they have broken up for good. Entertainment 1. Murder Inc. was where Ashanti grew up. She came as a nobody there and left as their fastest selling record artist. When her journey ended there, she gave it some thought and made a decision to establish her own record company. Issues of an artist not having any rights to their work is not new. It's much more well known now thanks to Taylor Swift. Ashanti had indicated that she has also been the victim of this injustice. One of the main reasons behind opening her own record company was so she could have a complete right to her work. Soon she introduced the world to Entertainment 1 and started working on her next studio album under it. She was releasing that album after a 5-year hiatus. In the press release, Ashanti said, "I'm so excited to have my own record label, Written Entertainment. With E1 as my distributor, I feel that their innovative and ambitious approach to the music industry really gives my label a worldwide presence. They have the top radio people in the business and are hungry to win. The more I learned the business, the more I knew this is what I wanted. Ownership is so important. As a businesswoman, this was a great move for me." Not so successful comeback. It is an industry where trends change with every passing day. It was a huge risk to release an album on her own after so much time had passed. It could have gone either one of two ways. First, it could have been a smashing hit as people wanted to listen to Ashanti's new songs, or the second way was that people have moved on from her, plus due to no publicity, she failed to create any hype around her comeback. Sadly, Braveheart went the second way and her album received a lukewarm response at best. It did debut at number 10 position on the charts, but before that she was topping the charts. This was a major step down for her. Acting projects. Apart from singing, Ashanti had always been involved in acting. In fact, long before she became a singer, she faced the camera for a movie called Malcolm X. Throughout the early 90s, she did child roles in some movies. She only left for a while to seriously pursue a singing career. When Douglas got her kickstart in music, she again started dabbling in acting for more meaty roles this time. By 2005, she was a huge star courtesy of her booming singing career, but she was passionate about acting too. This is why when the producer of Coach Carter contacted her and asked her to send her audition, without throwing any tantrums, she sent her audition. The studio was keen on her, but it was the director that needed convincing. It was her dedication that impressed him, and later he was heard singing her praises in front of the press. The studio wanted her. They wanted someone who had some celebrity, but I wasn't so sure, so she put herself on tape, showed up for an audition, and went through the whole process. That impressed me. Other business ventures. Ashanti had never relied on just one career. She was a songstress, but also worked in some box office hits. If these two careers weren't enough, she had also some active business on the side. One of her more well-known businesses is her own perfume line. She unveiled precious jewels for women in 2005. She even tried establishing a media company with Entertainment 1, but that didn't go as planned. Today, from her Instagram, it looks like Ashanti is living her best life. Her timeline is filled with her pictures from vacationing in exotic locations and connecting more with nature. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and hit that bell button to get the notifications. Also, don't forget to watch other videos on this channel that explores more topics like this.